Let's get started.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live. Yo,
Let's get down to business.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
All right.
for the underground world, every street and borough.
You may learn something.
Post Joe.
It's the Post Joe.
Boop, ba-doop, boop, shoot, boop, ba-doop.
By tradition,
Post Joe.
we always start off the Post Joe by reading the new Patreons. And this week is no different. I want to give a big warm welcome, $5 per month, to Esteban Badia.
Thank you, Esteban.
Thank you, Esteban.
That is awesome. My man.
My man, Esteban.
Booyah.
Then I'd like to give a big shout out, $5 per month, to Jerry.
Jerry,
Yes,
thanks, Jerry.
Jerry.
I like when it's that one name, strong Madonna type vibe.
Kamar can't
you know?
fuck that up either.
I cannot confirm or deny, but it could be Seinfeld. I have some people in places. Then we have an even cooler name than Jerry. $5 per month, pledged by Fang Raven.
Fang Raven.
I'm in the cult. Sign me up.
You know that I think Fang is just like a normal name in Asian countries.
She's not Asian.
You know her?
No, I saw her photo.
Oh.
You can look at her photo on the app.
Fang Asian.
Sounds
She
like
put up a different photo.
she either fights vampires or is a vampire. Then we have $5 per month by Eldrick Simmons. Upgraded. Thank you for sticking with us,
Thank you
Eldrick.
so much. Thank you so much.
And finally, a big shout out to Mindy Bolt, going $20 a month for the whole year in our, what do we call it, subscription package?
Yeah,
Annual subscription.
Annual subscription
We
package.
appreciate you giving us the benefit of the doubt.
Thank you so much, Mindy Bolt.
Don't
I love
forget,
you.
too, Mindy did herself a favor, and she saved herself 10% on that annual subscription. So if you want to save 10%, you want to join the Patreon, do so. Also, I want to say, if you stuck around and moved up from the $1 to the $5 level, thank you so much. We appreciate the shit of you. If you left, we apologize. That's life. I'm so sorry.
Like we said, we got some stuff in the works. I think it'll all be worth it in the end.
And always, Alex Anthony.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And Gavin,
Anthopoulos,
and
Jesus.
Gavin,
And
my man,
Gavin
Workman. And everybody else who donates, thank you all so much.
Yeah, you know, there's a few people at the $20 level
I know
that we don't give enough fucking dap to either.
You're the foundation.
You know what? As of next week, we're going to do a little bit of legwork, and we're going to start shouting out a bunch of people per episode. There you go.
Sure.
Oh, and the other thing that we're doing. Oh, sorry, Kamar.
No.
Can we do the bad review segment?
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that.
Oh, this review is just fucking priceless.
So
this review.
We're gonna throw in some old ones for you in the future months, but this will be the first inaugural.
So we have to
launch.
read all of our bad reviews from now
Yes,
on.
yes.
I'll say
but
this.
we're going retroactive.
Sure.
too.
But I'm telling you, we've read every bad review.
I feel we have.
I know
We haven't.
Sure, but I feel like they need to be like in the bad
Highlighted,
review corner
sure.
or whatever the fuck we call this thing. You know, whatever this segment is called.
Let me just say this. The limey prick that wrote this can go fuck himself all day long.
You know, I'm more than willing to take.
I'll take constructive criticism all
if
day.
Somebody writes in and says Simon talks too much about aliens, or whatever.
Matt's
Matt's
a
too
piece of shit,
confrontational. Whatever it is, we take that to heart.
Yeah,
But
we're not
if-
gonna change.
But if you're a cocksucker like this,
But it's interesting because this is the title, Have It Listen, but it's a parasitic concept. Then the comment is, why not create something original, you wasters? I think this
First
is
of all, you people invented the language, you fucking retard.
completely
he
legitimate
used retard in the right sense. There, people.
criticism, but you're wrong. We've created something original here. Three stoners talking about
Listen,
Joe Rogan.
Go talk to Gary V. Okay, he'll tell you. You use the peripheries. That's what you do. Anyways, if you want to fucking criticize us, listen to the fucking podcast, and then there's plenty to criticize us.
Yeah,
on.
that's
it won't
it.
take long. Within 15 minutes, you'll find something. You'll find multiple things you hate about all of us, but at least give it the fucking 15 minutes, you dummy. Anyways,
At least give us that ad download.
right. Like if you're going to try, and this is the problem, right? Like Matt said it best, is this guy who obviously admits he's never listened to the podcast can go on there and leave a review that negatively affects our business. Not that we make any money, but you see what I'm saying? Like if it was all we were depending on.
Here's the thing, though. It's not so much like, sure, fine, it affects like you said,
garbage.
we make no money, so whatever, it affects our business. What bums me out is the amount of fucking effort that I put into this thing behind the scenes for this dickhead to just be like, haven't even listened. Like, first of all, our logo, it doesn't have Joe Rogan's face in it. We're not selling merch with Joe's likeness on it. We're not even fucking selling merch.
You're hurting their feelings.
Who cares though? Even if that was the case, like if we pay an homage to Joe Rogan and fucking make some rad piece of art, like that's the way the world works, man.
Let me say this. A podcast about a podcast, go fuck yourself. That is an A+ 1-star review. Good for you, sir.
Well,
This-
that's amazing.
Word economy.
Yeah, this one, you didn't even listen, so fuck off. That's it. But there, that was the review we got. That was it in its entirety, right, Kumar?
That was it in its entirety,
Yeah.
and 1-star to boot.
Well, of course.
And like I said, like a podcast about a podcast, go fuck yourself. Brilliant. Hilarious. I love it. I can laugh at myself.
Oh, it should be a shirt.
But to me, this is just super dickish.
Well, like I said, like shit on something if you want, go ahead.
Yeah.
But at least give it its due. Like I would never. It's weird. Like everyone's shitting on this Netflix show Cuties. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Don't even know what the premise is.
It's like really young girls.
But they're shitting on the actual graphic that they just put to. If you look at what the story is, it's not crazy as it seems, but it's still sexualizing.
It's
young
just
girls.
how they're
Here's my
selling
point,
it.
though, is I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't go on Netflix and leave a 1-star review
Right.
being like, haven't seen it, seems parasitic.
I would never go on Netflix and leave a review for anything.
Well, period. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we got to make sure we don't let this little segment become us. It should just be reading the review, laughing at ourselves, and moving on.
Yeah, you'll,
listen.
you'll have grown as a person when you can do that.
99% of the reviews we get, I laugh my ass off at. This one, for some reason, bothered me a little.
No, it's just a weird one to start the segment with, I guess, because it is so unfair.
Pinched a nerve.
Anyways, let's move on. Sorry.
Speaking of
Sorry,
shit on
Kumar.
British people, Adam Curry totally shit on British people, eh? Remember he said he went to he met the Queen and he built it up to talk like he was going to say it was so amazing, like what a waste of space that you have those British people. And I think Joe had Mike Bacon in the back of his head. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
I'm totally with him. You know what's weird is like, so when I lived in Vancouver, I had two, I guess, acquaintances that were British, both born and raised in England, moved to Vancouver. Both really witty, funny guys, both really smart guys. And I would have assumed when talking to them that they would have thought like me that the idea of having a queen was just ridiculous, but they didn't.
It's down the middle, I think.
I think some people are just brought up with it and it's like part of their culture the same way, like what's something for us, like Mounties. Like it seems ridiculous that they wear those hats.
Yeah, but
that's
we
just
know
part
that the
of it.
Mounties are actually a police force, so like that pageantry is ridiculous, but like the Mounties do a job, a terrible job, but they do a job, whereas the Queen is like a placeholder. And the amount
No,
of
but
tax money,
she wields a ton of power, like a ton of power.
well, yeah, because of all the tax money they take from the people.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure what we're arguing here.
Well, I'm arguing that it's a huge waste of like. We look at the British people as like one of the superpowers of the world, yet they still have a queen. I find that odd.
Yeah, I imagine it's all wrapped up in fucking corruption, and it's just, again, it's like a part of our government that's just different. I don't know. I think it's all just corrupt. They're all corrupt. So if it's there, it's because it's serving some sort of purpose in the wheel of fucking the wheel, that makes everything run.
I'm just saying it seems very odd that that one adult could be cool giving a portion of their tax money to another adult who was just born into a better scenario. Like,
Seems odd. And yet we have like a governor general or whatever, somebody who's the liaison between our people and the Queen.
but we also know that is at this point.
And yet your tax dollars still go to pay that fucking
That's
person.
fine, but that's a small. I can live with our small stupid amount. The amount of money that they get is insane as a family, like from the taxes of the British people.
I don't know very much about it. I just thought they owned a ton of land.
Oh, Buckingham Palace is worth like $1 billion. So they have that. Like if they ever, not that you could ever liquidate that. Like I don't think the royal family would ever be like, does anyone want to buy this?
Make great condos.
Oh, well, a sheik would buy it. That'd be the best part. It would be like
Turn it into like a porn house.
like an oil baron.
Subsidized housing.
Oh, that'd be great. Low income housing.
I want to live in the clock.
This is all prime real estate.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Just one sidebar. The what's her name? The redhead and Meghan Markle. They signed a deal with Netflix.
Yeah, I
you
saw
see
that,
yourself
yeah.
watching that?
The redhead Meghan Markle. The
She
one who's
married
married to Prince
The
Harry.
redhead.
Prince
Prince
Harry.
Harry.
That's it.
That's
Well,
what he was saying.
she's not redhead.
Fucking
He was
ginger.
saying Prince Harry is
I
redhead.
see. Gotcha.
So just get this stuff out of the way. Then we'll go through a couple things and get out of here. I think it's unanimous which guest we would pick.
Oh, Ron White.
Ron White.
Don't bother listening to the other two.
I don't
wouldn't.
think
It
there's
was
a point
not
to listen to the
unanimous.
other two.
I would pick.
You know what? I'll actually take that
I
back.
pick Curry for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I take that back. I might have rated them poorly. For the sake of open discussion, you should probably go listen to the other two. I might not agree with everything Tim Kennedy says, but I don't think he's a dangerous. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe as a patriotic thing, but the Adam Curry I think was a waste of time.
If
Frustrating, and Ron White was just pure gold.
If I'm right about the Adam Curry thing, I think it's an important episode.
Well, Kamar thinks it's the worst episode in the history
I
of Joe
know
Rogan.
it's crazy, but that's why we do this, man.
That's why we're here.
Let me ask you this, though. We did number one. You thought that Hamilton Morris was worse than number one?
Or Stefan
No,
and
no.
what's his name?
Joe said the Hamilton Morrison was the worst one. I was just paraphrasing him.
And Stefan and what's his name? Gary was way worse.
If we really want to talk about the worst episode, there's
Way worse. And the Chris Kressler one and what's his name?
Hold
That
on,
was
though.
way
and Graham
Hold on,
Hancock.
hold on.
Don't get me started.
Oh, I will fucking throw you out
Hold
a
on.
window.
At least with Gary and Stefan, like even looking back at how irritating it was to listen to it, I can smile looking back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it to me now is a really like what a fucking shitstorm of hilarity.
But
No,
to listen
Kamar
to,
disagrees.
But
But
you
to
could
listen
never
to-
re-listen to it. You could listen to maybe like a half hour of it to get the idea.
You're right. You're right. I would never want to go back and put myself
Nobody's
through that again.
picking that as a throwback.
It was a moment in time.
It's actually supposed to be on the board as a no Joe.
Well, there's a lot. Yeah. We'll work on that.
Couple of people need to be up there. Mike Baker needs to be top of that fucking list.
But we know Mike Baker's going to be a regular fucking.
Oh, he'll be back. He probably lives in Texas. Oh shit!
he
Does
doesn't.
he live
He lives-
in?
he
No,
lives
he
in
lives in
Idaho.
Boise. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Scooter Baker's going to take over the fucking JRE anyway,
can
so it
fly him
doesn't
down.
matter. Really let the CIA just get their full mitts on it.
Wow.
How you like that, Simon?
I like that a lot. All right. What you got, Kay?
So TikTok had its first suicide this week. Did you
Like
hear about
on the platform.
that? Yeah,
What?
yeah.
And they showed it?
Well, it
It
got
made
around
it through the ether before they could.
They're
get
trying
rid
to
of it.
get down, but I guess the way the algorithm works, it's
Holy shit! What happened?
got out there enough people.
Gun?
Gun shot himself in the face.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
To what song?
I didn't see it. I never saw it.
Too soon.
I wasn't.
No, that was great.
I wasn't lucky enough.
That was
to
like
see
a great. Oh my god, Simon! I was like, yeah, nice, Simon.
But
Oh,
I
boy.
think he was actually just talking and shot himself in the face. No music. But it's just crazy how long
did he do
ago
a dance?
he did the Renegade. We were talking about TikTok, and now in other news, star from it is, you remember Can't Hardly Wait with Jenna Love Hewitt?
Yes, one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
So that's being remade with a TikTok star, Addison Rae.
What TikTok star?
Addison Rae.
Addison Rae. Who is that? That is she the one who's
She's
like
not Charlie D'Amelio.
No, but she's the other
She's up
popular
there, yeah.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
I know who she is.
And TikTok has taken over the world. I mean, not my world, but the world of youth. It is now MTV, Much Music, all
Is
that
it going to
stuff.
get sold to somebody before it gets banned, or what's going on? What's happening there?
I have no idea what that's going to happen.
Well, he
but
gave a date of like September 25th or something, didn't Trump? I thought he gave a hard day where this shit had to be done.
TikTokers are going hard, and the platform doesn't look like it's going to stop. So obviously something's in the works.
Well, I think it's very convenient that Microsoft ends up with it. Just fucking saying they're like totally. He has his hands in, the viruses and the vaccines and this and that and voting machines and all sorts of like really important things. But he's always lost to Apple in the like the media space. You know what I mean? He's never had as far as I can tell, he's never had like a real winner there. And this is his opportunity to just like, it's the most popular, it fucking blows Instagram out of the water. It blows this out of the water. Like it just automatically puts him in the winning position.
But if I was a young person,
Convenient.
if I was a
Sorry,
young
Kumar.
person, I want to be anything. I'd say go through TikTok.
Well, did you see, yeah.
You used to go to acting schools and plays and fucking auditions, and now you do TikTok and you are starring in a major movie.
Yeah, now a job as an influencer and everyone wants to be a TikTok star.
Everything has changed.
See, this is where I don't know. I want to disagree with you, but I don't know. Well, no, I just because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, it was definitely a really hard avenue to become an actor. Still is. It's an insane. But then I think about like, I think it's just as hard to become a super popular TikToker.
I think so. I think
You
it
don't
is
think, Simon?
to make millions of dollars, but out of all the avenues you can go and spend your time, you're just as much might as well be a TikToker as anything else.
I think it's hard, Maddie. I'm not taking away from people who get famous on TikTok, but like I think it's opened up so many more opportunities that it's made it easier because look, if you were an actor, struggling actor in New York, the chances that you were going to fucking make it famous were like 1 in a billion, okay? Or 1 in a million, pick a number. Now with TikTok and all these different avenues, I think your chances are better. I think they're like 1 in 100,000.
But this is where I disagree with you is this is such an oversaturated market. See, the thing was with acting is it was always known right off the jump that your chances were 1 in a million. Now, because I think a lot of people have the attitude you have where it's like, my chance of being famous is like 1 in 10,000, everyone tries it. But I think that's what saturates it and actually makes it tougher.
Possibly, but
I'm not certain either.
I can tell you this from watching the limited amount of TikTok that I did.
Yeah.
Many of the things that were uber popular were not the things that where the people were the most talented. So obviously, like the cream wasn't rising to the top, I guess is my point.
No, of course not. But I mean,
But
listen,
when
YouTube is the
in
same.
acting, it is, man. Like I'm telling you, there are so few people who make it that usually when you get through, you're a pretty fucking good actor or you're uber hot, right? Like that. And granted, there are going to be some uber hot people on TikTok who just make it through because they're super hot.
See, that's the thing. This is,
I guess that's the most of it. I think I just answered my own question.
Well-
You just got to be hot in this world to do well.
well, I mean,
for
that
yourself.
that definitely is the
Period.
kind of the crux. Yeah.
Do yourself a favor, be hot.
Just wait for CRISPR, like Maddie was saying, to come out and you can alter your face and all of that shit. And
Well, no, it's like when Kamar just said, he was like, if I was a kid now, I'd want to be on TikTok. If I was a kid now, I'd want to be hot.
when you were a kid before, you wanted to be hot.
No, I mean, I think you would have been okay with it.
Everybody wants to be hot all the time, man. That's what fashion is all about. That's what ads are all about. Like, it's
Yeah.
all about
Wouldn't that be
showing
nice?
off to somebody in some capacity. And if you can't be hot, then you want a super nice car. And if you can't have a super nice car, then at least you want to dress good.
You're just saying I have nothing going for me. Cool.
You dress
Simon.
really nice, Maddie.
Can't kick a ball.
Come on.
Sorry, guys. Spoiler.
So where are you going here?
In other news, there was a
Before Matt just fucking...
gender reveal party in California that may have started the biggest wildfire in the. Which actually, all the wildfires is the worst year ever.
Have you seen what, like...
San Francisco in the middle of
Getting
the day.
zero news. Did you see the fucking the fire tornado?
Firenado.
Yeah, they crushed the record for
Dude,
wildfires.
that is
Like,
right.
this is the worst year
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, I know.
That's right. When you look through like one of those old Bibles, and you know they do the pictures, and they show you the what's it called, the reckoning? The
Rapture.
rapture. It's always full of fire tornadoes, man.
It's always fire
Did,
tornadoes.
well, did you see the pictures of San Francisco midday?
I did, Kamar,
Which
Yeah, it's
that
like
was
black.
that was the rapture. Like
but they're all over the place. Like,
it's the worst year ever.
oh man,
Hold
like,
on,
this
that-
is all we needed for the end of 2020.
Kamar, you brought this is like the second time you mentioned gender reveal in the last couple of weeks, and I wrote it in the notes and then totally forgot about it. It made me think, I wonder if in the future gender reveals will be had when like a kid's 8.
Well, this is the end of the story. So Trevor Noah on the Daily Show
Yeah.
criticized, like, this is stupid. Like, why are you doing this? And then was like, but seriously, why are we having gender reveal parties when after all the research, all we're finding out now, the child chooses their gender?
Ugh.
And that he wasn't joking. He was
Of course
like,
not. Yeah, he's dead
aside,
serious. Yeah.
which means, and he was saying, you should have the party when the
No.
kid's 8
Yeah.
and he's ready to choose his gender.
You were saying that as a joke.
Yeah, I
man.
know. And
He
he's
was
saying
saying
it
it's dead
seriously. I
fucking
didn't
no,
know that.
serious.
but as soon as you said it, I was like, no, 1,000% that's going to happen. If that's not happening already, it's. Did you ever
Imagine
hear-
you have an 8-year-old son, or you think it's an 8-year-old son, and you're at the gender reveal party, like, come on, Blue.
Oh my
Come on,
God,
Blue.
That is so weird.
And then the kid breaks down and cheers, I just don't know.
Did you ever see
green.
the bit that Titus used to do? What's his first name?
Chris.
Chris Titus. It was all about shit. What did he call it? Long-term abortions. The idea was that you could
You could
decide at-
abort in like the 27th trimester when the kid's like 9.
at 19.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
at 19, you find
oh.
out what your kid turns into, and then you're like, no, I'm not into it.
I'm going to have a 900th trimester
It's
abortion.
such a great idea, though, you know? Or, sorry. It's such a great premise for a joke.
If you have a shitty kid.
What else you got there, Kamar? You got tons of notes. Tons of notes, pal.
Serious news. No one's talking about it. Julian Assange is on trial right now. And speaking to the breadth of conspiracy theorists who just spout conspiracies and actually don't do anything.
Me?
No.
Yeah. No, that's me, for sure.
You're a wannabe. Like, these guys
Oh, you mean
are
a
making
real-
a living
yeah,
off it.
yeah, right.
But this guy is the real conspiracy. Not even conspiracy. He's actually brings stuff to truth.
Julian Assange?
Like, I think we've discussed it. He's a journalist. He's done nothing wrong.
I mean, he seems like a less than favorable human being in his personal life,
But
but I'm not
that's
going to,
neither here nor there
I
yet.
can't use that in this argument.
But that crime has been dealt with. All they're dealing with him is posting top secret information,
Yeah.
or coercing someone to get
So,
top
Kay,
secret information.
So, Kay, you tell me, if Trump is the good guy you think he is, why not just pardon Julian Assange?
Well, I think he's got to get convicted and then he can pardon him. So that opportunity still lies there.
Okay.
I just don't know if he can just go in and drop charges. And
Well, he could have brought him home a lot longer.
he doesn't want
time
to.
ago.
He doesn't want to come here.
Well, he's saying that because he's not allowed here. Like, when you weren't invited to a party, you were like, yeah, I don't want to go to that fucking party anyways. It's lame. Oh, we forgot to send you the invitation. Yes. You know, like,
I think.
he'd come home, fuck.
Well, he's Australian, so he'd
Well, he'd go home.
go home, and that's all I think he wants to do. The only good thing for him is through this he got publicity and fucked Pam Anderson. I think though, when we look at issues that we think everyone should be like, he should get off.
Well, Snowden, too, though.
Besides
like-
government officials. Well, no, I think Snowden is something came out in the news about how they found out what the NSA doing was illegal. So as a citizen, he was exposing something illegal.
Yeah, so he should be allowed back into the
It's
country.
crazy
As a
that
proper
both
whistleblower.
of those guys are fucking being treated as prisoners of war like that. It's nuts, or whatever you want to call it. It's crazy.
Well, and it also would discourage someone from the future of trying to expose
And why, when Obama was
truth and
leaving,
wrongdoing.
why didn't he pardon? Like, that would have been the perfect. Don't you just get to pardon everyone on your way out?
We're pretty sure Obama's a little bit shadier.
Yeah,
than
that was my
thought it
point,
was, so.
man.
Well, he was just part of the same machine that they're all part
Yes,
of. I don't think it's that he
yes.
was any more or
The
less
mechanism.
shady.
I actually think he was a little more shady, but you're totally right. Part of the mechanism.
So that's interesting, serious news. Also, that kid from that gender reveal party is fucked for the rest of life, connected with his fire, killed a bunch of people. The parents are on a hook. Be careful out there. In good news, the Kardashians have been canceled. So no longer
Like the
be a-
show is canceled or they
keeping
did
up,
something.
keeping.
to
Oh, I
But I think
wish.
they have their
Keeping
own,
Up with the Kardashians has been canceled.
Don't they have like their own?
network.
Yeah, pretty much. Where it's just they can put anything up that they want, anyways.
I'm
Like,
bragging that I have no idea.
I mean,
anyways,
Simon, if they don't, they have their own money where they could.
I forgot to mention something from the episode. They were talking about, you know, how Joe is talking about having people come and live near him and buying them houses
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I was thinking, Kinda Commune. That would be a great name for a HBO documentary about people who decide they want to live with their friends, because it's like Kinda Commune.
Yeah, yeah.
Great name.
I'm getting that out there in case
Timestamp
it
it.
happens. I want credit.
The Grow Up Co-op.
And the,
Right, exactly.
the last bit of good news I have is Tekashi 6ix9ine released his album this week, and it completely
yay.
flopped.
Yes, as it
So
should.
his run is done.
The Kinda Commune would be a great place for the Grow Up Co-op.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Well, that'd be the
Yeah.
headquarters.
Yeah. Well, no, it just
The Grow Up Co-op
It's
out of
all
the
kind
Kinda
of
Commune.
organic, no pun intended. I'm sorry.
Pun in the sun.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. I hope nothing but miserable. I don't want to hope miserable things on most people, but that guy, like,
Hold on, I don't want to wish misery on him. Just fuck off. You don't deserve
No,
to be
but
in the limelight
isn't
at
it-
all.
hey,
you had your time.
isn't
Fuck
Does
it-
off.
Travis Scott deserve to be in the limelight?
Well, what does that mean?
Well, just it's about the music. It's about the music, and now he's releasing his own cheeseburger and releasing $100 McDonald's sweaters. Like, they're all fucking shitty, using their platform to exploit people.
Listen, the fact that McDonald's gave him whatever that money they gave him to be like put lettuce and tomato on a quarter pounder, whatever the fuck he did.
Oh,
like,
it's just a quarter pound with cheese and bacon.
that's it. Sorry, with cheese and yeah, like
and,
it's
onions,
fucking
and onions.
Oh, sorry.
whatever. The point, like,
Cactus Jack. Way to
dude,
go, buddy.
40 million. You know what I mean? Like that's
It's-
dude.
it's
McDonald's.
crazy.
You could have given us 50K and we could have told you the exact same thing.
Dude,
like,
this is my point.
That's
At
what a lot of
least,
people say it's
at
genius.
least make it a quarter pounder with a McChicken in it. Give us something we've never seen before. You know, they do quarter pounders with fucking bacon on it. I can get that
Yeah, you can
anytime
just
I
ask.
want. The only thing you can't ask for and get is the fucking sliced thin onions.
just go with their usual fake onions that come in the burger.
Or
like,
bring your own fucking onions with
But
you,
I-
man.
yeah, BYOO.
I'm sure there was a time though where someone could not do this. I mean, I guess it harkened back to Justin Timberlake when he did "I'm Loving It" campaign, but there was a time when no one would fuck with a rapper who's co-signed by McDonald's.
Can I tell you a little something about
Cash rules everything around
Tekashi
us.
for a second?
Of course,
Because I think I have a pretty interesting theory. All right.
Something tells me the CIA is about
Well,
to come
yes,
up.
obviously. Tekashi is so obviously a CIA operative.
I don't think
okay?
so.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. But this is the way I look at it. You know how we were talking about like a young CIA agent trying to make like his
Their druthers.
druthers? Yeah. This is the total opposite, okay? This is an old CIA agent who's had enough. And
He's done with his druthers.
he's been put no. Like somebody else invented Tekashi, but he ended up with him.
yeah, it came to his desk.
And he's like sick to shit of it. And finally he goes to jail and he thinks he's done. You know what I mean? But then Tekashi gets out, and instead of like, you know, grooming a new one and having to start all over again, he's just like, oh, fuck it. We're just putting him back in the game, you know?
The
I've
game
seen
ain't
him
having it.
I've seen him in interviews. I don't think there's any way he's a CIA agent.
Well, then the world just fucking
He pretty is
sucks.
what he is. He just
Why? He flopped.
He invented himself, made a bunch of money.
Did he flop though,
Used
Kamar?
40,000 in sales this week.
Simon, let me tell you this.
Good.
Pause.
5 years from now, if we ask Kamar where Tekashi 6ix9ine is, it's going to be a really ugly mugshot photo, like a really sad,
So
colorful
why-
mugshot photo.
This is a guy who obviously understood his market.
Self promotion.
Right? He got it. I mean, I didn't get it because to me he was a fucking nerd, but he obviously got it. Why did he think he could come back as a rat and still do it?
And his words, because he owns it, and people like that, being real. But apparently, I mean, his music really sucks. He's got a couple of bangers that.
I like that Joe Budden
Played
turned
him.
down the interview.
Those guys are just fucking haters, though, man. Tekashi was more successful than Joe Budden. Like, Pump It Up. Pump It Up is a fucking.
Pump It Up was a drop in the bucket.
But who cares,
But
man?
it-
Like, even if you're getting successful off like prostituting your fucking image and being like a joke out there, like who fucking cares?
I mean, come on, let's say this, though.
That's what I'm saying. In the same breath, Travis Scott, brilliant. Tekashi, you're the worst.
But Kamar, what I was going to say is like album sales don't necessarily, like you could sit here and be like, Takeshi probably sold more than Illmatic. That doesn't make Takeshi any, you know.
Well, no, what they're saying is that Juice WRLD and Pop Smoke both sold more.
He
last
might
week.
have sold
Their albums came
more-
out 3 weeks ago and they're dead.
More than Jay-Z. Does it make him a better artist than Jay-Z? You know what I mean?
he never was sold anywhere near Jay-Z.
I-
The point being is, I think he'll
know.
I think he'll be fine, but I don't think you're going to be hearing about him anymore.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope we never hear about him again.
That's all I had to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
You got
Oh, no,
something you want
that's
to
all
talk
you
about?
had to talk about. Oh. Well, I had a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, but because Matt needs to go and I respect that.
Not that I need to go. We have to.
No,
we're going on vacation. I
get
gotta
it.
edit this.
That's
I gotta edit
that's
100
what I
things.
meant. You have editing to do. Whatever. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the
A little bigot.
as Kamar put it so eloquently last week, the Higgs and Bozo,
Yeah, Higgs and boson.
the,
Boson.
the Higgs boson.
What about it? You did some research.
Well, I tried to do more research, but frankly, it literally is a whole bunch of fucking nonsense. But this is what I was thinking, okay? What if that whole thing is like a giant portal opening machine? Okay.
Unbeknownst to them, like
No. Beknownst to them.
So it's the Stargate.
Bingo. It's the giant Stargate. And the only way, there are probably easier ways to open portals, but this
Like
is
we could all just meditate together.
maybe, or whatever, I don't know. Or maybe everybody can do it and we just don't know that we can do it. But for now, the way that the chimps are figuring it out is with the Higgs and Bozo, as Kamar Giant Hadron Collider, okay? And whatever the fuck is going on there, we have no idea because they give you some wonky explanation and then say, oh yeah, that's the God particle. So for all we know, whatever experiment they were running there, they fucking opened up a portal and they had to tell us something. I don't know. And maybe like, I don't know, maybe the God particle isn't actually a God particle. It's like the key to open the portal. And I beg somebody to explain differently to me. Because until you can give me a better synopsis than what we read last week, that seems like a perfectly legitimate option.
And there's the problem with the world, folks.
Did you want to talk about it or just tell us about it?
Well, what's more
He
to
just
talk
said
about?
there's nothing
Do
to
you
tell. He doesn't-
understand?
I understand completely.
You do.
Well, I said they just called the God particle. They don't understand it. And you're like, that's not right.
Yeah.
You did
And
your
then we
research.
checked.
You're confirming everything I said. A key to the portal?
No,
Sure.
listen, in all fairness, I'm way too stupid to understand what they're talking about. But usually, even in cases of like, even when they're on Joe Rogan, some guy comes on and he's talking about something, somebody watching an experiment and changing it. I mean, I probably don't understand, but I kind of feel like I can kind of understand. I understood nothing about what they were trying to tell us about the Higgs boson. And even when or the God particle rather, and even when I went on to like somebody online, a video of somebody trying to explain it, like somebody who's been on Rogan, who does videos, one of those physicists.
Lex
Yep.
Friedman.
I still like my stupid brain could still not understand what the fuck they were talking about.
See, this is kind of like, how Joe mentioned it a few weeks ago. I've mentioned it too about that. I've heard it and I always thought it was stupid how the Native Americans in North America, when they first saw ships coming over, they'd never seen a ship. So the argument is that they couldn't see them because they didn't understand it. But that's kind of how I look at physics. I get it. It's there. It's the ship. It's something that's so beyond me that it might as well not be there.
It's magic.
No.
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand, like, it's there. It's there, but you're not sure it's really there.
No, I'm saying there's a lot of people smarter than me that fully seem to grasp exactly what's going on.
Right, which is exactly
That's not magic.
Which is exactly what I was looking for one of those people to explain to me God particle,
Yeah.
and yet couldn't.
Well, I think that speaks more about us than them.
Yeah,
but
probably. And there's probably somebody out there who claims to understand it. And I'd very much like to meet that person.
Is that a post show then?
Well, who do you guys think is going to be on next week?
Well, we're definitely getting Cameron Haynes.
Ugh.
That goes without saying. I
Like,
think
I'm trying to be on fucking
I think-
vacation this week, and Cam Haynes is not helping.
Bert Kreischer is going to be on soon. I would very much like to see Stephen King. I can't believe that. Like, that would be the perfect guest for Joe
Are you talking about the email we got for Joe Rogan?
Yeah, no, but that just got me thinking.
Gotcha.
Stephen King would be a great guest.
Only, and I'm not saying this because of why you think I'm saying it, if he doesn't complain about Trump the whole time, because he hates Trump.
Oh, that
So
would
if we were to
bring it
veer
all
off,
down,
and it would be a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
The real problem is that if he does a 3-hour podcast, that's like 7 books worth of writing that he would miss out on. So it's really tough sell to get him out of the.
And how do you
The
pick
workshop.
what books to get him to talk about while you're there? You know, you'll only have 3 hours.
I'd like to hear the first book, how that came up, like how was.
It would be amazing. It would really be amazing. And for like, Joe talks about his process more than anybody else's process. So,
My picks: Lex Friedman
oh yeah, he's due.
and Tom Hanks.
You got it out before I could. Good for you.
And do you think we'll definitely decide, is there going to be a Sober October or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
I don't think there is.
I disagree. I don't think, because I think Ari and Bert are on the outs again.
I think this thing.
But I think we'll find out when Bert comes on to Rogan, because I believe he's going to do that. Because I don't know, I feel like Bert's wife is trying to, like, behind the scenes drive a campaign to destroy Ari or something.
Well, don't we also know
And
that
his
there's
daughters.
a Skype from the UK coming out most likely?
Yeah, who is that Skype?
Don't know.
No idea. Anyone?
As far as we know, it's in the can.
Who would he? But wait, Kamar, who would be important enough in the UK that isn't coming here?
Graham Hancock.
David Icke.
Graham Hancock. That's a really good one, Matt. That could very likely be
Oh,
the
David
case.
Icke's not bad.
No,
He would never
he
have.
would never
he
in a
would
billion
never
zillion
have
years, and it wouldn't get
David
aired,
Icke on.
which
He
makes
He would never have
keeps
David
life
Icke on.
sexy.
Who else?
Keeps life
Who else
sexy.
is in? It might be some rock star, because that's, you know.
Could be the True Geordie.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, you know who's going to be on soon? The History Hyenas.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah,
intense. man.
Milo and
Giannis and
or Giannis and whoever the other
Stefano,
one is.
Chris Stefano.
Yeah.
All I want to say is we've had issues already. The first 4-person, I think, is going to be a disaster.
Well, I guess they're never gonna. Or what's gonna
It's
happen
set up
to
for
the
4.
fight companion? You
Oh,
think?
well, that's done.
Those are done.
Well, didn't
Shaw will be
Brendan
out.
move? Or
Is
did
Schaub
he
in
never?
Texas?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Shaw, Bravo,
Hey, who
Rogan.
did move to Texas? Sorry, just
No
before
one
we-
yet.
Well, no. I'm pretty sure that Cheeto Santino and Tom Segura are there now, because I saw them post something about they finally got to do stand up for the first time. So I just assume they're in Texas. I could be totally wrong about that.
Could be totally right. I'm not on social
But
media.
Tom
so-
is moving and Bert isn't. That's weird.
His kids are young enough.
But they do a podcast together in person,
He does his one of Burr remote.
and they love each other. I wonder if Bert just has to tie up some loose ends and then he'll move to.
Well, if Bert's game show goes big time.
oh,
it'd be
that's what we
crazy.
forgot to talk about. Yeah, so he's doing. Oh no, we did talk
You
about
did
it.
talk
Yeah.
about it, yeah.
It looks like really like as big as Who Wants to Be a Fucking Superstar or whatever that one is called. you know?
All it has to be is as big as Deal or No Deal, and you're on your way.
That was a great one. Deal or No Deal.
There you go.
Deal or No Deal was the best.
Howie Mandel.
It's one of my favorite like movie theater giant games too. Deal or No Deal.
Theater giant games.
You know, like arcade games. They have a Deal or No Deal arcade game that gives you tickets. It's fucking
Oh,
sick.
movie theater game.
the
I
best.
understand what you're talking about. Yeah, because you actually feel like you're picking the briefcase.
You are,
Yeah.
and they offer you deals and shit.
Yeah.
You want 40 tickets? Nah, fuck your 40 tickets.
Of course, it has potential, but I think it's going to go the way of Steve-O's game show.
Steve-O's game show. What was his game show?
It got canceled. And just getting people to do crazy stunts.
And what's her name is doing a podcast as a narrator for a podcast series. Whitney
Cummins.
for a Wondery podcast. Yeah, all about shit. What was it?
Luminary's now paying people to join, so
Yeah,
see
she
how
must
that-
be getting good
see how
cash
that
for
works
that.
out for her.
I was hoping we'd get a chance, but I don't think we have the time to talk about Raised by Wolves. The interesting.
Well, did those two people steal someone's identity?
Yeah, you missed that
And
part.
Yes.
No. I get that part.
They were
Okay.
on the opposite.
Hold on, wait, I wanna hear what he's
the
saying.
non-religious side.
They stole the identity, and now they're just going along, and they're moles at the end of the day.
Raising the son, and they fall in love with the son.
They're not moles. I
They're
think
gonna
they
blow
were,
the whole thing up.
I think for them, they wanted to survive, and they figured the only chance for survival was getting on that ark. So they used that robot to.
It was all about survival.
Yeah.
But now
Now they're
they
leading
find
the
themselves
pack.
in a position where they can assert their
The kid
beliefs.
isn't even theirs.
no.
That they're so heartfelt for.
Well, because they fell in love with the kid. Like they.
I
Spent
don't buy
time
it. I
with
don't
him,
buy it. I don't
they-
buy it. I
But the
don't buy
kid
it.
is the kid is the
felt
prophet, right?
They felt responsible for the kid. Yeah, I think so. They felt responsible for the kid because they killed his parents.
And his parents were cold dipshits.
They were assholes. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I-
all those religious people.
I wonder
were-
if you kill people, then feel guilty, and then raise their children. It's just weird. But is there, in your mind's eye, a good side or a bad side? I don't feel that.
No, that's the most.
But that's the
interesting
beautiful part of the
it.
show is
Yeah.
it's
we think we're gonna
unknown.
find out.
See, it's like I can't tell you how often I'm watching something with Mary, and in the first 5 minutes, she's like, "I don't know what's going on," and I'm like, "Yeah, neither do I. It hasn't built up yet. Like you gotta." And that's kind of what I like about this is you don't. There's only one episode left, I believe, of this season.
Oh, really?
I think it's only 7 episodes, so I'm pretty sure there's only one left.
But the worst thing that's happened is those two killed the people, stole their identity.
What do you mean?
Well, they murdered people in cold blood
I
and
think
stole their identity.
I think you'd be surprised how many people kill somebody and then feel guilt and raise their children.
that too.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think that's. I think it happened a lot in the Old West. I think it
How about-
happens. I think it happens.
From that scene, I've never liked these two since.
You saw them killing the
And they had the plastic surgery. My point being is
what? Okay.
to have their faces,
Yeah. I know.
and I've thought they're bad people up until now.
That's the head Viking, from Vikings.
Yeah.
He was a Calvin Klein model. He wasn't even an actor.
I just thought to me the most interesting part so far, because I said to Simon after the first, 3-4 episodes, I was like, I can't figure out if it's anti-religious or pro-religious. But then it seems like now it's definitely going the way of the anti-religious with the fact that like he is now the leader of the religion, despite the fact that he's like
An
a wolf in
imposter.
sheep's clothing. Yeah.
That's interesting. And
Well,
also,
I think that's
the,
Sorry, go ahead.
the rich guy was like, "You're an atheist." Like,
But I also think now that he's heard the voice and seen something that I also think he's the guy. I think in some weird way, he's the guy under that mask too.
It's an allegory. The whole
what is that? It's Ridley C. Scott, not M. Night Shyamalan.
the whole thing is an allegory for like maybe a religious person being not who he says he is in a position of power. It's all very interesting.
But it's also that he might turn because
Possibly.
he likes that they're all like carrying him around and they're
Yeah.
giving him extra rations and stuff.
well, and that goes to show, when somebody becomes like a clan leader who doesn't, or a cult leader who doesn't believe in what they're doing, but then it's like getting high off your own supply,
The
I hope-
reluctant.
You start believing the hype.
I hope the next episode starts with someone listening to music and reminiscing about something because music existed. But also,
I mean, that was fucked up when it shows the atheist trying to set the necromancer up to like
don't
send.
you guys think the necromancer is a bad thing?
Well, the necromancer
course.
was a bad thing, and this one got rewired to be a good thing.
Wow.
Or maybe, like, it's
Exactly.
all so, you don't know. It depends on which way you're looking at it. It depends on which side of history you think. Like,
definitely
it's so
interesting that you don't know who you're cheering for.
Yes, it's very interesting.
But do you feel on the production side they spent all the money in those first 2 episodes and it's gotten really
Yeah.
small quarters, easy to
Well,
film?
you know
sets
what?
and stuff?
Actually, Kamar, I said that to Mary right off the bat. I was like, they spent so much on some of the special effects that you can see it in the set design where it's like, it almost reminds me of like The Outer Limits. Remember that show from like the late 90s, early 2000s, The Outer Limits? How it looked like, it almost looks like a Canadian.
They're having to shoot use a lot of shots in front of the house with all those great spirals.
Exactly.
And,
And explain to me what all those big animals are.
Well, they'll
and
get to that,
Why
but-
are they living in a fucking Adobe?
My whole thing is this, and I have this problem with any sort of large scale space thing is So when the necromancer went onto their ship and like killed all of them, it was just that white hallway where there happened to be like 10 people. And then all we've seen other than that is like when they're in the simulation, it's like that one room. But you know what I mean? It's when they show the scale of the ship that's crashed. It's like, okay, there was 100,000 people living on this thing.
It's 3 miles across. It's what I was talking about before.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's like, and you've shown us one half room that's, I don't know.
You're not going to see it again.
Well, every
Maybe there'll
floor
be a
is the
flashback.
same, Maddie. You don't need to see anything else. It's like Star Trek.
They don't have the
Every
money for that
level
either.
is just-
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, we're done. That's it, right?
yes, done.
We should have said spoiler alert before we did any of that.
Fuck it.
We have no idea what's going on.
Either way, that is a post, Joe. Thank you for listening. We're going on vacation. Have a great week.
Doesn't change anything for you. Keep your eyes open.